Hello everybody. So what you see in front of me is a switch that I got. I got it from the same store that's closing. So let's open it up and find out what I got. So this is a switch for the home market, and there's a way you can tell, and I'll show you in a minute. So if we pull this out, this is what you get. So this is how big this switch is. It's a gigabit switch. So you get the switch, and this is actually what they call a universal AC adapter. If you have another product that came with this and that product died and it's the same voltage and all that, you could actually use it for this. That's for another video. But anyway, so you get the on-act link. It tells you how to hook it up and stuff like that. So it just comes in this box. It comes with these really weird bag type things. I don't know what these are, but anyway. So this is a switch, and it's for the home market, and the way you can tell it is always on the home products they're going to have the ports on the back. Why? People don't want to see the wires. There are a lot of people out there who don't like wires. They freak and all that. So now I suppose you're wondering what this is right here. Now this part right here is a switch, and this port right here is for the data coming from your modem into the switch. So this would be the main line into your switch. So what you do is you take that line, plug it in, yada yada yada. So that purple switch I have up there is a professional switch. So I'll explain that in a minute. I am going to take this and I'm going to plug it in. And believe it or not, this product right here that I got was $7. I'll find an online link to where you can get it online. I'll post that. So if I plug it in, the switch lights up. This is indicating that I have power. And there's nothing in there, so it's not going to do that. So with this particular switch, since it's a home market switch, yes, there's 5 ports, but you're only going to be using 4 of them because one has to supply data to the switch. So to compare it to the professional one here, when I plug this is the cable running from the switch underneath my entertainment center into here. With a professional switch, it doesn't have to be in any particular one of these. It could be in any one, because they set them up that way, so that way it doesn't matter how you hook it up. So if I were to, on the professional switch, disconnect that, and the reason it's still reading it is actually this thing is actually talking to this, so it's peer-to-peer. So in this case, I would have to alright, so I disconnect that. I should get an X. Alright, so I got the X. So if I plug this back in, it should question it, because it's talking to this. So now I take this wire and I'm going to plug it into here. Now I got data. It's not perfect right now, but I got data going through there. This is a cheap professional switch that I've actually had that for a long time. So now There we go. So now I got data. It doesn't matter on this particular switch. And as you can see, this works. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to disconnect it from here. And I'm going to plug it in to here. Right? I have it plugged into nothing. There is data. The reason this is flashing is it's recognizing that the network interface card is working, but I have nothing. So what I'm going to do is take this off, which is my main connection. I should have a red X soon. Anyway, it's Vista. I had it on here, so I'm using what I got. And I'm going to plug that into here. So now I'm getting data. So now what I'm going to do is disconnect this. Right, so now I got the red X. So now I'm going to plug it back in. And now it's reading that. So now I'm going to plug that into here. And it's actually working. So this works. So on this particular home switch, it doesn't matter which one you hook it up to, because normally it does matter, and I'll show you that in a second. But what I recommend doing is, if you're hooking something like this up and you're going to be using it, take the line from your modem and plug it into here, because then you'll know that, oh, this is the line to there. So let's say you have a 5-year-old kid who decides to disconnect all the cables or disconnects this cable, and you're like, oh my god, I don't have internet. You'll know if this is disconnected, this is the main line in. So on this particular switch, that'll work. Normally on the home ones, it does not work. Most of the ones that I play with, and I'll show you in a second, so it doesn't matter on the professional switch, which is any professional switch. And the reason I say it does matter on a home one, which I'll show you in just 1 second. Now, on this one, this is my wireless. So, you're going to have a port that's colored. It's either going to be yellow, as you see on here. I see some that are blue, and I see some that have this. That have it's black like this, but it has the WAN. Now, if I were to plug that into here, yes, it recognizes it, but I'm getting no data through there. On this even though this is wireless, on this particular one, this is the main one in. So if I do this, the WAN lights up. It'll start flickering on and off, saying that I have data running through it. So what happens is, every company is different. The product does the same thing, but the way they label it is different. Now, most of the home switches that I have bought, the one that's separate is the main one in. And what's nice is this one doesn't matter, but I like to use the one that's like separated as that in. So this does work. So so it doesn't matter how you have it hooked up. And the way what a switch does is, obviously I just showed the way you hook it up. Data comes in here, and you have two computers hooked up into here. So this computer's off, this one's on. I want to go to google.com, so you send that, it goes through here to this port, out, down in to your modem, into your service provider, and it searches it. Now, if you have the port, that particular cable from your modem plugged into this one, it'll go into this one. You have it in this one, it goes to this one. If you have it in this one, it goes in, out. So basically what a switch does is it takes one port and turns it into 8. I have an 8-port switch on here. It's basically like a power strip. You have 2 plugs, but you want 8, and you go buy a power strip. So that's basically what it is for networking. So this isn't bad for $7. It's really, really small, really compact, easy to hook up. So what I did on this one is on this port it displays the 100M and 10M. This is what you're getting. 10M is kilobits, this is megabits, 1000 is gigabits. Now the reason I plugged the main line into this one is when I see this I'm going to think, oh, okay, that's just how my mind works, it works for me. Now it doesn't really matter, but I just like to do it that way. It's easy for me to keep track of, like this. So in case something goes wrong, I accidentally pull the cable out, and I have no access, I'm going to go, oh, I'm going to immediately look to here. So it does make it easier. So that's how you hook the switches up. So, and stuff is getting really inexpensive. So that works. That is it for this video. Please comment, like, and subscribe.